and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who may be new here, my name is Jack, and as well as being a data analyst, I'm also a music producer, so I spend a hell of a lot of time sat in this chair staring at this screen in this desk setup. So today I'm going to talk about my desk setup for 2021. I absolutely love watching these videos on YouTube. I've watched far too many of them over the last year. I actually probably spend the majority of my time in this space, so I've tried to make it as nice as I possibly can. I will do my very best to link everything that I can down below in the description, so if you do see something you like, feel free to go down below and check it out. Right, okay, the first thing is obviously the desk itself. Now the desk itself I bought from Wayfair I think a year and a half ago, and it's called the Janine style desk. It's from a company called Zip Code Design. I have looked on the website and I don't know if it's in stock anymore, but I will put a link down below. I know in most of these videos on YouTube, all the productive desk setup videos that we all like watching, most people now have a standing desk, but unfortunately I can't actually fit a standing desk in this room. This is because in my flat I am on the second floor and the roof is kind of collapsed in a cove. So if I had a standing desk, it would go up and kind of hit the sides, and this wouldn't be a great look, and I don't think my landlord would probably appreciate that. So that is the desk itself. The downside of this desk is that it doesn't have any drawers, and if you're anything like myself, you have a load of crap and you need some drawers to put it all in. To the right behind me, where my laptop sits, I have a set of drawers from B&Q. They were not very expensive at all. They were around £50. There's two drawers and a cupboard at the bottom, and this is really nice because I have somewhere to put all my camera gear, USB-C cables. My work laptop also lives in there. The final thing I wanted to talk about was the chair. Now, I recently invested in this chair and I have to say that I absolutely love it. The chair that I'm using is the Herman Mirra 2. Now, the first thing I wanted to say about this chair is that it's incredibly expensive. When I started looking into chairs, I did not realize how expensive chairs could be. Herman Mirra products are kind of the flagship chairs that you will see, but they come with a very hefty price tag. And I decided that I wanted to invest in a new chair, but I will be very upfront about this. I did not pay full price for this chair. I think full price this chair is around £700 to £800, which is absolutely crazy. And I found a second-hand office discount store based in London, and they had a load of these chairs that were almost as brand new. And the main thing that I really appreciate is on the side there is this forward tilt mechanism. So if you release the forward tilt, the chair not only leans back, but it leans forward with you. And that's really helpful for myself. I always find myself leaning forward when I concentrate. I don't know if any of you can relate to that as well. If I'm looking through lines of data or lines of code, I always find myself leaning forward. Right, so we've talked about the furniture and, you know, the boring stuff. Let's get into the second thing I wanted to talk about, which is the tech on the desk setup. So the entire setup is powered by the 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro in space gray. In hindsight, I probably should have got more RAM, but, you know, we live and learn. As a music producer, as well as someone who works on a lot of coding projects and kind of web development, as well as obviously editing these videos, I needed something that was a bit of a powerhouse. And I have to say that this copes with the majority of things pretty well. It sits in a laptop stand that I got from Amazon from a company called Calibri. Moving on to the largest item of the desk, and the thing that will probably grab your attention the most. The screen that I am using is the Samsung 34-inch CJ791 Ultrawide. Prior to having this screen, I was using two monitors, and I have to say, using an ultrawide with no bezel in the middle is amazing for my workflow. I can have multiple tabs, sometimes 3 or 4 open, and it just makes certain things so much easier, particularly if you're doing any sort of video editing and you like to have YouTube open or Finder windows open. It's really, really nice having multiple windows open on the screen. So my entire setup is just powered by one Thunderbolt cable. I plug it into my MacBook Pro, close the lid, and away I go. And this is because on the back of the screen there are multiple USB ports and Thunderbolt ports. This means that it also acts like a USB hub, because the other issue with MacBooks is that they don't quite have enough ports, and obviously they don't have regular USB ports, they have USB-C ports. Overall, I am extremely happy with this screen. However, I do have one major gripe, and that is is that because I'm so tall, I'm 6'4", the stand monitor does not extend quite high enough. So you will notice on the bottom of the screen, I have what looks like a monitor stand. In actual fact, it is not a monitor stand. This is just two circular blocks of wood. I was looking for a monitor stand online and I couldn't find anything which was circular. And I was in B&Q one day, which is just a DIY store, and I came across these two circular blocks and I thought, oh, that looks about the right size actually. I wonder if they would fit. So I bought two of them on the off chance, and it turns out they're a perfect fit. Now, I think it looks kind of cool. I often get comments like, oh, that looks quite cool. However, I do really want to mount this monitor on a monitor arm one day. For the time being, I will have to do with the DIY makeshift wooden blocks. Right, moving on to the mouse and keyboard setup, we have the Logitech MX Master 3 mouse. Now, a year or so ago, I never thought I would be spending £100 on a mouse. However, I have to say, this mouse is absolutely fantastic. I have been really impressed. It's nice how you can scroll vertically as well as horizontally with your thumb. It feels extremely nice in your hand. It just fits really ergonomically. I like how I can connect the mouse across multiple devices by just switching a button on the bottom. And the thing that I find really handy is there's a middle button which you can press to unlock the scroll wheel. And I think this uses a ball bearing, and essentially if you just scroll once, it will scroll through thousands and thousands of lines of SQL or code, and that is really helpful if you work in tech or if you work in any sort of data-driven field. In the past, I've used the Apple Magic Mouse as well as the Touch Apple Pad, and I don't like either of them compared to this MX Master 3. I never found the Magic Mouse quite fitted nicely in my hand, and the touchpad was really good for some things but not for others. Moving on to the keyboard, and this is a recent upgrade. I've gone for the Logitech Mx Keys for Mac. I bought this 2 or 3 months ago after becoming incredibly unsatisfied with the Apple Magic keyboard, and I have to say that this thing is built like a tank. Like, you pick it up and it just feels like a solid piece of kit. I really like how the keys are divoted, which is really helpful for touch typing. I have really enjoyed using this Logitech keyboard, and I much prefer it to the Apple Magic keyboard. It just feels like it's more well built, and I think it also goes better with the aesthetic of the Logitech MX Master 3 mouse. There are two final bits of kit that I wanted to just throw into this tech section because, like I said, I am a music producer and this room doesn't lend itself to speakers, so I have a very nice pair of headphones. The headphones that I use for music producing, mixing and mastering are the Sennheiser HD 650s. These are what we call open back headphones, so you'll notice that it's like a wire mesh material, and essentially when you put them on, I can still hear everything outside because sound travels outside of them. These headphones are absolutely great, and I have mixed and mastered multiple songs on these, all of which are on Spotify, so be sure to check them out, link in the description down below. The final bit of tech on my desk is the Amazon Alexa Dot. This sits here. Alexa, she just sits there. Now she's probably going to talk and ruin my video. I use Alexa for background music and shopping lists and things like that. Right guys, we are on to the third and final section of this video. I'm just going to cover some accessories that I like to keep on my desk. The first thing is a cheese plant. Now this is a new addition, and I have to admit that there was a bonsai tree there, but I think I might have killed the bonsai tree. I tried to water it, but you know what it's like, guys. Life gets busy. So hopefully it will stay alive and sit nicely in the corner of my desk. I do really like having some greenery and some plants. There's just something about it. I think I read before that it boosts creativity or productivity, one of the ivities. The second thing that I always have on my desk is a variety of notebooks. So I journal every single morning, at least I try to journal every single morning. So this is the silver book with 2021 on it, and then the black notebook is more of an ideas notebook. The other thing that I usually have on my desk, but it's over there today, is a whiteboard. And as a data analyst, it's often really helpful sometimes. Write a quick to-do list or draw out a sketch of a data visualization or something like that. Up until recently, I didn't have a desk mat on my desk. So I wanted to invest in something which was handmade, something which was going to last and look good. It was a little bit more expensive, but I don't mind paying it because it's definitely quality and it's definitely going to last It feels really, really nice on my arms and elbows if I'm leaning. And also my Logitech mouse just glides over the top of it effortlessly. I will link this desk mat down below in the description, and it was from a company called the Neat Supply Company on Etsy. Really recommend them. Definitely quality products. In terms of lighting, we have this grey Tomons lamp that you can see behind me here. It looks a bit like the Pixar amp, you know, the animation thing. It's quite cool. It sits nicely over there and just gives like a nice glow to the room. And the main reason I bought it was because the grey base kind of accents the grey legs of the desk. Always thinking about that aesthetic, guys. The final little things that I always have on my desk are some eye drops. And then the other thing is just a pot of guitar picks. These are from a company called Tiger Music. And I used to practice guitar every single day. You can just see there's a load of picks in this pot. I have been slacking recently, but I do really want to get back into it. So these are on my desk whenever I want to pick up the guitar and just practice a few chords. I also always have a pot of pens on my desk, which is full of whiteboard pens and some more normal biros and gel pens like that. I think I've covered everything on my desk setup, guys. If I have missed something, I will include it down below in the description. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I really enjoyed making it. Desk setups are one of those things that you'll always want to change certain things and you'll always want to evolve it. And hopefully in a year's time, I can make another one. But for the time being, I'm extremely happy with it. Let me know what you thought of this down below in the comments. Do you like it? Do you think there's anything you would change yourself? Let me know. Like the video if you enjoyed. It really helps the channel out, and subscribe for more content like this in the future. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon. Cheers.